During this evaluation, I will be evaluating two separate students' math quizzes. Student number 1. While I was looking at their weekly quiz, I actually thought the student did rather well with answering their questions correctly. One thing that really stood out to me was number 2. What they did is they made a wrong calculation, so 63 is highlighted in the red for you to see. At first it took me a while to figure out how they actually got 63, but when they multiplied 18 times 4, they actually mixed up the numbers. So instead of putting the 2 under the line and carrying the 3, they actually did the opposite to get the wrong calculation. Something else that stood out to me is how they tried to figure out question number 4, 15 and 1/2 times 3 and 1/2. As you can see, the work they completed for number 4 is actually very clean and organized. What they did is they times 5 times 2 for the denominator of 10 and 5 times 1 for the numerator, and same thing for the second part of the question. So 3 times 2 is 6 for the numerator, for the denominator, and 3 times 1 is 3 for the numerator, which equals 15 over 60. This is something I found in the book, figure 16.2. It's an example of 5th grade students and how they solved a problem with a mixed fraction. This can be a problem for most students, which is why I found this very intriguing and something I may use with my future students in my classroom. So it just shows you how 3 different students figured it out. And I like the whole pie chart scenario too, because then it gives you a visual along with the actual mathematics with it. So I think it'll help make the most sense for students. I found an online resource that I think could help my future students with a problem like this. So as you see, it's a step-by-step of how to solve 1 and 1/2 times 2 and 1/5. The first step is more visual. For the visual part, you're seeing 1 and 1/2 being converted to 3/2 times 2 and 1/5 being converted to 11/5, which equals 33 over 10. So now it's going to show you step by step of how they actually got that in. So step 1 is 1 and 1/2 times 2 and 1/5 being converted to 3/2 times 11/5. So now it's showing you how it's breaking it down and converting it to 33 over 10. And now if you go down to the first highlighted section, you're seeing that 33 over 10 is equivalent to 3 and 3/10. And for more learners that are not as visual and more mathematic, it'll show you how to complete the problem in just one line, and that could potentially also help some of my students as well. Student number 2. This student had a little bit different work, and you're going to see the first thing that's going to stand out to you is question number 4 and their answer for number 4 compared to student number 1's answer. Student number 2 got 77 over 4. I can see how they got that as well, because 5 times 2 is 10, and then if you add the 1 on top for the numerator, it's 11 over 2 times 3 over 2 equals 77 over 4. I get how they got that. Also, I want to use the same resource as I used for student number 1. So, for students who have any problems with completing this problem, you'll have 3 different examples of student work on how to complete this problem, and maybe you'll find one example or one way how to solve something to help your student. My particular favorite on this one is the last example here on the bottom, because you're seeing 2 different types of work, one visual and one mathematic. So then you're seeing exactly how the student is thinking and how they figured it out. Also, I found another resource in the book, page 327, and they're using 3 different Each manipulative has an example of pizza, bread, and paint. One of these has bound to help a student. So now it's showing you the visual part, the mathematic part, and then the solution and how they figured it out. This is an example I think I would really like to use in my class, because it gives you an example of the actual mathematics and for your visual learners. I also use another online resource. It's called Math Web Help. What you do is you type in your math problem, and then this website shows you how they completed the problem. So example for this is how to multiply 1 and 5/8 and 5 and 9/27. So now you're going to see how they converted 1 and 5/8 into an improper fraction, because that's the first step you're supposed to complete. So it explains to you verbatim how to complete this problem, and I think that's a great resource for students who are struggling with math. Now you're going to go down on how to convert 5 and 9/27, and you're going to see that you need to convert that into an improper fraction of 144 over 27. So then you're going to see how the problem is simplified to 13 over 8 and 144 over 27. Evaluating these two pieces of work has really shown me different strategies I can use with my future students.